Hello, Scorpios. Welcome into your reading. So glad to have you here. We're trying to get into what you need to know currently in this current moment. Just a general reading, and any sort of advice that comes forward for you will be let known during the reading. But let's go ahead and dive into it. What does the collective of Scorpio need to know in this current moment? Cards have to say. We have the Fu, Three of Swords, the Moon, the Five of Cups, Eight of Cups, Nine of Pentacles, King of Pentacles, and the Nine of Wands. It's interesting that we have the Fool on top and the Eight of Cups on the bottom. So Fool's all about new beginnings, new energies, things like that, exploration. The Eight of Cups is all about leaving something behind and moving away from something, moving on from something, things like that. But you've got two mixtures of energies here where it almost seems like there's some things that are probably going wrong. Maybe there's some things that are internal conflicts, a lot of things to focus on negatively. There's a lot of focus on negative issues. And there's also the energy of independent, hardworking, vibrant energy. The King of Pentacles is all about the energy of mastery and having the ability to create everything that they want at the tip of their fingers, and they're able to just kind of maneuver things and make the wise decisions to bring in stuff to add to their life and make their life better, things like that. But to me, it almost seems like there's an energy here of being like in the energy of thinking that you are doing what you're being asked to do, or thinking that you are doing the type of energy that you think you're supposed to be in, right? And it's almost like a fool's gold scenario where it's not actually gold, but you believe that it is kind of scenario. And I mean, that could easily be the Fool energy too, of like the fool's gold, like I was saying before. But I feel like there is a lot of focus on negative energy and not as much of the energy of positive. And it might be a scenario where you are thinking that you are trying to look more positive, but there's a lot of negative energy that is underlying underneath the surface and underneath the situation that is saying, no, you're not. You're actually still casting the attention towards here. So I feel like there's some energy that needs to be released from you to actually be able to be a bit more practical, to be a bit more in the energy of control, in the energy of good flow and positive energy, and lifting your inspirations up and doing more energy work to the things that you're working with or working on. So if you're trying to create something, if you're trying to do something, then maybe there needs to be an energy of you either already obtaining that energy, or maybe you're needing to increase the vibrations to match that certain energy and to actually be able to work with it. And I feel like this is kind of like a turn the page type of scenario where the chapter has ended with what you have done, but now it's like, what can you do now from scratch? If you could just stop giving the energy to something and be able to start over from scratch, how would you present yourself? How would you give the energy to that, so that way you can actually match that energy? Because with all these things that's not working out, yes, those things are adding negative energy to you, but the way that you're receiving it, the way that you are viewing it, and the way that you are allowing it to tap into your emotions, you're also producing negative energy that can conflict yourself and your self-belief and all these things in the way that you actually see it, and tarnishes it. So it's almost like you got to eliminate those energies as well and let those energies subside. Maybe you need to release them. Maybe you need to acknowledge them and then release them, things like that. And just make sure that you are obviously noting that they are there, that they are real, that they're not just like your imagination creating them up on the spot and then, you just having to avoid them. I think you got to realize that there's a reason why you're believing that, and there might be a lesson involved with that you obviously need to deal with and overcome. So with you being able to release that, it allows you to kind of start fresh, start new, and access a potential that maybe you have either lost or maybe you've never had before, and that you're able to move more forward with a higher vibrational energy that matches what it is that you're aiming for, and thinking that you're already in that when you're not. So I think you're going to have to actually do versus actually thinking that you are doing it already. So let's go ahead and pull the oracles for this. We have Magical Gateway, we have Go Outside, and we have Stargazing. Okay. Stargazing might be with the moon. So with the fairy deck, we have text on the bottom, and I'm just going to read them out for you, just in case if you can't see it. So we have Stargazing. It says, when you gaze at the stars, you give yourself fairy focus. Your intuition will flow more freely and reveal what you need to know about your situation. Go Outside says it's time to go outside. Tune into the powerful peace of nature whenever you are and feel at one with your habitat. Magical Gateway says it takes courage and trust to venture into the unknown, yet this is where the greatest rewards are. It's time to step boldly forward without looking back. So, yeah, I think you're walking into something new. I think you're walking into something that's going to help you get into the energy of what you need to be in to produce that. Maybe it's something to balance you out. Maybe it's something to give you some more of that uplifting energy that you need to feel, so that way you can put it into that. There's a lot of things about going outside, not only in the middle card here, but with the stargazing, you have to go outside to really see all the stars in the sky and the moon and everything like that. And I feel like it's just calling you to kind of flow more into an energy that you don't have yet and that you can obtain somewhere else, so that way it can add into the energy of what you need. So it's almost like you're learning a new energy that is helpful for you on your journey, and you've got to let go of the old energy, so that way you're not looking back or constantly in the past, and you can move more freely to what it is that you need to do in the future. And it almost seems like things are going to start coming up to where you're going to have to navigate with your intuition of being like, okay, that feels like it's calling me, that feels like it's right, I'm going to go try that. And then maybe this over here is wrong, and I'm not necessarily seeing that as clear, or why that might have purpose in my life, so I'm going to kind of stay away from that and kind of like maneuver in that way. Because the Magical Gateway is pretty powerful. It's basically trusting into the divine here and allowing yourself to move towards what is calling you, so you can receive the greatest reward, and you're not going to have any lack of confidence. You're not going to be scared. You're not going to be worried, and it's going to be the best thing for you. So just knowing that you are in trust of the divine and obtaining the energies and the knowledge that you need will allow you to, proceed forward with the greatest energy possible to create what it is that you're looking for. So let's see if I can get some clarification about the Go Outside card. See if there's anything that wants to come out about the Go Outside card. We have Queen of Pentacles, Seven of Cups, and the Three of Wands. So I think there's just a lot more things that are trying to come to you that is outside of your normalcy, that is outside of your comfort zone. there might be things popping up that's saying, hey, come to this event, or hey, go over here, or hey, take a break, or giving you a lot of opportunities, a lot of ideas to potentially pursue. And I think it's really calling you to kind of have more control over your atmosphere, have more control over the way that your life is going, or the way that your day is going. If you feel like, like you had a bad day at work, then maybe you taking control over knowing that you had a bad day, giving that acknowledgement, giving that understanding. But what about if you were feeling called to, maybe go out and, I don't know, let's just say, for example, go watch a movie with a friend at a movie theater, because that's going to boost your energy, that's going to give you a different perspective, or maybe even going hiking with a friend, that could be something as well. And being able to kind of take that idea and run with it, not really ask questions about it, but knowing that it's going to actually uplift your energy, and it actually might open a door for something. You might have an interaction as you go out and learn a piece of information that maybe you never heard before, or maybe you're going to learn something about something else that could help benefit you, or help benefit your mindset, or things like that. Like, you could be driving to the hiking place, and then all of a sudden your friend's like, hey, I want to play this podcast that I like to listen to. Would you like to listen to it as well? And you're just like, okay, sure, whatever. I don't really have any music to play right now anyways. And then you learn something from the podcast. It could be as simple as that. And I just feel like there's going to be abilities to have a lot more flow come at you if you allow yourself to open up to more, and having more control over the way you feel, over the way you act, over the way you do. If things aren't going right, how can you make things better? And just acting on those ideas. And I feel like the universe is going to come and give you a presentation, or give you some sort of energy that maybe you've been asking for. And just giving that realization that maybe you're not allowing yourself to open up to that flow of the universe, and being more open to different ways that it possibly can come in, instead of having a specific idea of how it can come in. Just giving it more flexibility to adapt and to come in to you, and just giving it different options, right? You gotta set yourself up for different opportunities, or different options for the way these energies that you're manifesting to come in will come in, okay? And that will also allow you to shapeshift and make yourself more adaptable to acquiring the right energies, because we have the Queen of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles in the bottom. Not only do you have to make sure that your energy is good for today, but you also got to make sure that your energy is good for the things that you're trying to attract as well. So not only in the moment, but also towards the grand scheme of things. Hopefully that makes sense. So any last advice for Scorpio? We have 8 of Pentacles, 9 of Cups, and the 2 of Wands. So keep working, keep hustling, keep doing the things that you are working on. Don't give up. Don't stop the things that you're trying to produce. I feel like you're on the doorstep of a breakthrough. I feel like you're on the doorstep of, finalizing something to be the finished product, but you're needing to outsource. You're needing to acquire. You're needing to acquire a certain energy, or a certain perspective, or a certain piece of knowledge to finalize this product, to be able to receive the abundance from it. And I feel like it's going to come from something outside, from something of travel, from something of maybe a different personality, or a different person that you've never met before, that gives you a piece of information, or gives you a piece of energy that you can adapt to yourself and really acquire, to matching the energy that you need to have to make the finished product come alive and be rewarding and to get the eyes on it, you know. So you're going to be learning something, you're going to be acquiring something that you've never had before pretty soon. So keep working, but also allow yourself to open up to newer things and to new possibilities, to new knowledge, to new experiences, and potentially even travel as well. And you'll see a grander scheme of what it is that you need to do, and obviously different perspectives of yourself and how you can change your mindset to adapt. So that's what I have for you, Scorpios. Hopefully all that makes sense. I love you all so much. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them down below in the comments, and I'll be sure to respond best way I can. But until next time, until the next reading, I hope you all take care.